So in this video, I want to talk about a few Google updates that were released last year and also in 2018 that could significantly hurt your business if it hasn't done so already, and what you can do to counteract this and turn it from a problem into an opportunity. Hey guys, it's Tom here from Elevate Digital, and if it's your first time to the channel, thanks for being here. This channel is really all about helping you to elevate your business to new heights, to get more leads, more sales, and more importantly, have fun while doing it. So if you're interested in using digital marketing to grow your business, make sure you subscribe to the channel for the latest content, tips, training, and resources. So in this video, I wanted to dive into two major changes that Google made to their search quality guidelines and the algorithm behind the scenes on how websites are ranked. Before we get started, I'd love to know, have you noticed a drop in traffic on your website recently, or have you been impacted by these updates? Let me know in the comments. So we've heard reports of some businesses here who have lost up to 90% of their traffic as a result of this algorithm update. And depending on your business, that can be hundreds of thousands of pounds, if not millions of pounds for your business. So it's really important that you're aware of these updates and also what you can do to counteract some of these effects from these changes and make sure that you're acting in line with Google's new guidelines. So there's two phrases that you need to be aware of here. The first one is EAT, expertise, authority, and trust. The second is YMYL, which stands for your money, your life. And I'll go on to explain what that means shortly. But firstly, starting off with the EAT guidelines. So in a nutshell, the reason Google introduced the EAT or EAT guidelines is to make sure that the websites that are ranking on the first page of Google are coming from credible sources. Now, what you need to consider here is that Google's reputation is ultimately on the line when they show a website or they rank a website on the first page of Google. Because if they're showing websites from an uncredible source or giving false information, that could be really costly to Google as a brand and as a reputation. Now, the other area that ties into this is your money, your life. And the reason it's called your money, your life is because they're specifically targeting, although it can affect most industries, but the industries that are affected by this the most are industries that have a significant impact on your money. So think of like financial services, banks, mortgage brokers, people like that who can have a significant impact on someone's financial well-being ultimately and financial state. And your life refers to any businesses that can have an impact on your psychological, your mental well-being, or even your physical well-being. So think about health advice or even fitness related advice a lot of the time, right? Mental health, things like that. These areas that are really important for Google, that they know they have credible sources advising people on these. Now, the problem with these algorithm updates usually is that they can be so broad and so many new guidelines are introduced that if you do experience a drop of traffic on your website, it's sometimes very difficult to know exactly what it is that's caused it. But because of the impact of these two things, it's usually quite commonplace, and depending what industry you're in, you'll usually be able to tell if this is something that's likely affected you. But if you haven't yet experienced a drop of traffic, don't get complacent with this, because there is a very good chance that you could be affected later down the line here. The other thing to consider here is that pretty much any business giving any advice to someone could have a significant impact on somebody's life or somebody's money in one way or the other. So pretty much every single business falls under this category. So there's a few things that have been stated in Google's latest search quality guidelines that can really help you to counteract some of these changes and make sure that you're playing by the rules in order to give your website the most chance of ranking on the first page and getting that traffic that you deserve. So let's break this down into the individual stages. So expertise. Google basically want to know that you are an expert in your field. You really need to be thinking about your entire team here, and even anyone that's publishing content on your website. For example, if you publish regular blogs on your website, you need to make sure that you're showing the credibility of that person who's publishing the blog using something like a bio. It can also be useful to use social links so that it's easy to find the credibility of that person and verify them as a source. Now, this is a really interesting point here because a lot of people don't like to have an online presence. And these guidelines almost put you in a position where you need to make sure that anybody publishing content on your website or people working within your company can be found online and they can be verified as a potential source. So just think about some ways that you can list your credibility. And this could come in a number of ways. You know, maybe it's that you've been in business for 10 years or that you have 15 years experience in your industry, or maybe you have qualifications, accreditations within your your particular industry. Whatever it might be, make sure that that kind of stuff is visible within the bio and on the about pages on your website. Can also be useful if you don't already to have a page that shows some of your team and maybe some bios about your team, a bit about them with some social links if you can, just to help prove to Google that you are a credible source, you are in the industry and you are an established business who knows what they're talking about. Now, the other thing to consider that ties into this is the overall quality and depth of your content. If you have pages or articles on your website about a particular topic, make sure they are rich in content, they go into detail, and that they also cite sources. So if you're referring to facts or figures or particular studies, be sure that you're citing any necessary links or sources to those studies so that Google can verify the credibility of those. Now, the second stage, authority, is really about your presence outside of your website. And the primary place that Google are going to look for this is from what other people are saying about you, because it's very easy for companies to, plaster themselves over different places on the internet, but they've actually stated in their search quality guidelines that they will give more credibility to what external sources are saying about a business. So it's really important that you work on your reputation here. Make sure that you've got lots of testimonials coming in from different places, and if you can, create strategic partnerships. Speak to suppliers of yours. Anybody that you can get talking about your business in a positive way is really going to help boost your authority. And trust is very much the same thing again. This is going to come down to a number of different factors, such as how long your website's been active for, how long your business has been active for, the amount of reviews you have. There are a lot of things that come into this. But ultimately, these things all just tie into your overall reputation online, the presence, and the kind of quality of content that you're putting out there. It's really, in a nutshell, just about making it easy for Google to see that you are an expert on your topic. So if you have noticed a drop in traffic on your website recently, or you are in one of these industries that significantly impact the your money, your life criteria that Google has, make sure that you're really keeping track of these points. It's time to really start taking your online reputation seriously. Things like making sure you have a strong content marketing strategy in place for your business, where you're getting regular backlinks from other credible sources, you're getting reviews coming in on autopilot to your business, and you really have processes in place to mitigate this and to show Google that you are an authority. So I really hope that video's helped. If you are currently struggling from a loss of traffic on your website, or even if you're just looking to increase your traffic, leads and sales, be sure to book your free digital marketing review today. You can find the link in the description of this video below. And if you got any value from this video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you get more content like this every week. I'll speak to you guys soon.